Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Football United TV, and this is Introduce Yourself. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Football United TV and the show Introduce Yourself. Today, I'm joined by a very special guest, co-owner of Her Game 2, Eve Ralph. How you doing?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Not too bad. We were talking off air how it's getting colder now and people don't really want to go out anymore. Like, at the moment anyway, they're just too cold to even bother going out, want to stay indoors, don't they, and keep wrapped up warm. I don't blame people for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're here to talk about you pretty much and football and how you got into football. We'll talk about Her Game 2 and how you got into that too. But let's start off at the start. Eve, how did you get into football? What happened?
It was essentially forced upon me. I think the story for many people. When I was about 6-7 years old, I got taken along to my first Bristol City game, and I've been a season ticket holder ever since. So I do live in the West Midlands and have done all my life, but still a very loyal Bristol City fan, thanks to my family. It's because of them really, and I fell in love with the game like I have done for as long as I can remember, and it's helped shaped my career, my passions, and everything. So very grateful for 6-year-old Eve being taken along all them years ago.
Did you ever play at all, Eve, as well, or was it just literally spectator?
I haven't played like in a property. I played for like university, for sixth form college, for school, but I'm a football coach, so I guess with the watching and the coaching, that takes up a lot of the time, and I'm a lot happier coaching as well. I think I'd love to maybe get back into playing one day, but only like as a casual thing.
Yeah, just a bit of a laugh. What's the team that you coach, Eve? You can shout them out.
So I coach like a number of different programs. I work for Leicester City in the community. So we've got like a kicks girl session. I've got a few disability sessions. So that's what my time is focused on at the moment.
That's awesome. That's really cool. That must be quite an experience, being inside that sort of environment, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think it just proves how important football is. It's such an important tool. My role is like an inclusion lead, so I'm trying to get more girls in and also create more opportunities for people with disabilities. So it emphasizes that football really is and should be a game for absolutely everybody, like no matter what your background, like what you deal with day to day, there's always a ball that you can kick around. And it brings communities together as well. I just think it's such an important tool.
Is there a lot of people finding out about, disability in football, the fact that people can still play the game if they want to? I mean, is that like a broadened thing, or is it still quite quiet and people don't understand or know that this is something you can get help with?
I think it's definitely growing now throughout the country. I'm sure no matter where you are, there will be an inclusive session available. And I'm also quite passionate about trying to make the match day experience with professional games more inclusive as well. So I did my dissertation on how inclusive football grounds are for autistic fans. And then we're continuing to look at that through my work as well. So I think that, we're growing. The message is continuing to grow. And from my personal experience, I think the facilities and the opportunities are just continuing to grow, and hopefully they will for years and years and years. So it's come on a very long way, and yeah, just continuing to keep growing, hopefully.
Yeah, I hope so. That sounds really cool as well, that happens, because I didn't quite know myself that these sorts of things happen. Do you know what I mean? Because we're still, and we will talk about, you know, the fact that you're doing Her Game too, and the problems that there are for women in football. I know yesterday as well, Eve, it was 100 years since the ban was it the ban
Yeah.
dropped or the ban in place? The ban in
Yes.
place, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's quite an interesting story, actually, and it's only recently come out and come to light about this ban that happened. And like I've done a bit of research into it. As far as I'm aware, the ladies were playing, and they drew a huge crowd, and people thought that it wasn't safe, and they were putting themselves at risk. Therefore, they cut it. And I think that it gives one of the reasons why there is such a gap in the men's game and the women's game, because the men have been able to develop for 50 years whilst the women were banned from playing. So that's perhaps why people have got this like prejudice against, or certainly used to anyway. But it's, yeah, and it's also like strange that no one really knew about this. I only happened to find out. I think Gabby Logan did a program on it as well, which was quite interesting. But yeah, the more that gets spoken about as well, it will kind of answer a few more questions, and maybe we can look at how we can just narrow the gap between the quality and the support for the men's game and the women's game.
Well, it was amazing, wasn't it? Yesterday, I think it was 50,000 people turned out at Wembley, which is amazing, because I think 40,000 was the last time, wasn't it? The last record, and it's gone up by 10. Amazing to see people walking down Wembley Way to watch a women's FA Cup final. Really nice to see, and the fact that it was on TV as well. But I mean, Eve, Her Game too. How did you get involved in starting this, and how has it been so far? Like, what's the reception you're getting back?
So I got involved because I was approached by the founder, Kaz May. So it was her idea initially. She'd experienced like a hefty chunk of abuse at around January, February time this year. And I think she thought, you know what, like, we're just accepting this. It's time to do something about it. Let people know that it's not okay. So she reached out to 11 football fans, so 12 of us in total, and that's what started the campaign. So initially, we posted this video where we all held up signs about any form of abuse that we'd received, either in person or online, and we didn't know where it would go, and we released it on FA Cup final day, and it just blew up, which it was really incredible. The support we received, it flooded in from females, but also from men, dads, people who just supported the campaign, which is really lovely. Also professional footballers and people from all different walks of life as well. It's been quite interesting to hear so many people's like what it means to them. And we've also had a number of girls say that it's like giving them confidence to go to the games. We've had like males come out and say, "Oh, like, you've made me think twice about what I say." Yeah, well, yeah, and that's I think that is really important, and like hats off to anyone who says that, because like times are changing, and I can see how some people might think that we're just like trying to suck all the fun out of football. Like, we're not doing that at all, and we can still have a joke, and you can have a different opinion to a female, or but it's just there's a line that you can't cross, and you just accept that people have different opinions, and you don't turn around and say, "Oh, you're a girl, you can't think like that." So that's the main message of the campaign. But yeah, the support we've received has been like really overwhelming, and I think we still have to like kick ourselves sometimes, because the campaign just seems to be growing and growing. So it's quite exciting to see where the next road will take us.
Well, I guess abroad as well. Like, I'm pretty sure. I don't know whether you know there is any sort of organisations that are similar that are doing anything, because I'm pretty sure other countries have a similar problem, don't they? I know we have a big problem here with it, but maybe you guys could reach abroad and help out the people out there that don't get help. Probably, right? Would that be a good thing?
Yeah, that would be amazing if we could go global. We've had like a few like dribs and drabs of people and companies like try and get the message out there. There was a festival, I think it was in Asia, very vague, but it was like a women's festival. And we were able to get the Her Game 2 like message over there, which was amazing. And I for a year I did some coaching over in Canada, and one of the ladies that I've met there, she's got like ordered all the merchandise, and she wears it there with pride. So it's really nice to get the message over to Canada. But with that one, I think that like female soccer is more popular than the men's game. So I do wonder how it will go down over there. But I think like it's, even if you're not fighting the sexist part, you can still try and use the message to create more opportunities. So yeah, really excited about getting over there as well.
Yeah, I mean, Her Game too can also just, like you said, it doesn't necessarily have to be in that name, but it's just supporting the fact that anyone should be able to play football, whether they're woman, man, have a disability, ethnically different, doesn't matter. Everybody should be welcome to kick a ball about, like you said, and hopefully in all aspects we can push that on, right? How did you start supporting Bristol? I'm guessing you're from Bristol, Eve, right? That's probably one of the main reasons why, right?
I'm not actually. So I was born in Solihull, but my dad and my brother, they were both born in Bristol, and they moved just before I was born. So they continued to go to all the games. So I just, it was just normal. I just got told, yeah, you're going to be a Bristol City fan. That's fine. So the Bristolian community have adopted me as one of their own. And I mean, I have been there various times of my life. I did my master's at University of Bristol, and I also worked there for a couple of years. So it's like a second home to me, and I love going back there. Every time we're at home, I can go. I love it. But yeah, I'm not actually born in Bristol.
Well, there you go. You learn something new every day. But at least you did it for the family, right?
Yeah. I think well, a lot of people say you either support the team where you're born or your dad's team. So yeah, that's what I've done.
So going back onto the coaching as well, Eve, I mean, are you looking to progress in any other sorts of coaching, maybe in your future, or are you quite happy where you are right now?
I'm really happy at what I'm doing. I have had many different roles, coach. I think if you speak to any coaches, like there isn't a lot of full-time work, so you do juggle lots and lots of jobs, which I love that. I love that no 2 days are the same in my role now, even working at the same place. But yeah, I had at one point I had about 7 jobs, and some of them was like teaching in schools like PE and sport, and then I was working for different communities like the Solihull Moors one, Birmingham City, but also worked for like a development like kind of feeder into an academy, so that was like really high quality. So it was nice that I had a proper mix. But I do think my preferred my preferred area is with disability and also with girls as well. So being able to coach both of them, it's just a dream job for me, really. So with it progression, I just want to keep giving as many opportunities as I can, and just see where it takes me. But very happy where I am at the moment.
What was that experience like in Canada? I mean, you said you coached out there, right?
Yeah, yeah. So
That must
I
be amazing.
Yeah, like if anyone is considering doing it, I would 100% say go for it. I was very lucky, so I worked for like a holiday soccer camp company, and you either coached in the States or in Canada. And if you coached in Canada, you had an open visa for 2 years. So I had the coach experience in the summer and then met lots of different families, and they just gave me all these opportunities to have lots of wonderful jobs. And when I was out there, I did work alongside a they call it U16. That's very Canadian. U16 and U13 team, I think. So that was really cool as well, because I have my own little team over there. And it was really interesting to see how popular the game is, and really nice that it is so popular for the girls there. But yeah, if anyone ever gets a chance to do it, then 100% just go for it.
It's amazing how, I mean, I used to live in California, and football, women's football, is huge in America and Canada. I mean, they've been well ahead of the game for years, haven't they? On that aspect, haven't they? What do you think the difference is between over here and over there? The fact that men look at football and they see women being the dominant in it, and over here they see men. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's really funny. I'm not too sure why. I think in North America, well, from what I gather, like the most popular sports are your American footballs and your ice hockey, and I guess that's why they then just say, oh, the soccer, the football as we know it is for the women. But I just find stereotypes so funny, because like in this day and age, as you say, anyone could do whatever they want. So the more we just try and break this down and make all the sports more inclusive, that it could only be good, only help the sports develop, whether that be your ice hockeys or your footballs, whatever you want to play. If you want to do it, just do it.
Yeah, exactly. There should be more involvement. And if, like you said, if you want to do something, why shouldn't you be allowed to do it? Completely agree. Where do you think we go now with football over here in the UK for women? I mean, what steps need to be taken? Do you think it needs to be pushed out a lot more from like social media and brands, etc., etc.?
So the work that we're doing with Her Game 2, we are forming lots of partnerships with professional football clubs. And when we talk to them, we just say there's a number of things we're doing. Like, does this fit in with like your targets? Can you incorporate Her Game 2 into your plan? And the main one for me is probably being able to set up like a system where people can report any abuse they hear. But I also acknowledge that there's many forms of abuse. So I think it's quite nice to put them all under one umbrella. So teams have got posters with like the kick it out symbol on it, Her Game 2, like the LGBTQ plus symbol. So putting them all together, so then you've got no discrimination there either. Many teams have already got this number up and running, but a lot of people don't know about it. Like, for example, I went to a game and the number was read out at the beginning of the match and then at half time. And that's brilliant that they've got it. But like, not many people are going to pull out their phone and put it in just on the off chance they might hear some abuse. So being able to have that number there, so people also will like think twice whether they give the abuse, and also think, oh, like maybe that's not acceptable, like let's do something about it. I think having more female presence at the like, whether it be on a match day, so ensuring that there's enough female stewards, and then also like shining a spotlight on the females in the game. So whether that be the coaches or people like behind the scenes, like there's so many roles within football. So some clubs are like interviewing a woman a month, like having a feature in the program, which I think is a really nice idea as well. So it's about that representation and also being able to offer the support, whether that be with the stewards or the system. And the more people talk about it and like can have a conversation with someone and discuss what is acceptable. Like, as I say, we're not trying to suck the life out of everything. Like, I can have a laugh, it's fine. And like some people are thick-skinned and can brush it off, and some people aren't. And it's about protecting those that can't, and also making sure that everyone's on the same page. So to create a good experience for everybody.
Yeah, completely agree on that as well. We got a good comment here from Eagle-Eyed Football, Palace fan. Thank you so much for coming in, mate. Women's football needs to be televised more, or at the very least have a match man of the day match of the day show to increase exposure.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I think it's wonderful that this season we've had it on like BBC, like the actual games. But yeah, it also always, well, at the moment it seems to be like an afterthought, like, oh, there's no men's games this weekend, so we'll put a women's game on. And as you say, there were huge numbers at the game yesterday, therefore there is a need for it. And the more accessible you can make it, the more people are going to watch. I mean, I went to a ladies' game a couple of months ago now, and I just tried to Google the fixtures, and it was so hard to even find them. And then I tried to look at the table then, and it's really hard to actually see it. And so if you are on the fence, or like say you go to the men's game, they're playing away and you're not going, you might be inclined to go to the women's game. But if you can't find any information on it, then you're not going to go. And I think there's a reason why it's not out there. So that certainly needs more exposure. And then having a match of the day style program, match of the day, that will increase the numbers and make it more popular, pumping more money into it, making it better. So it can only be a good thing, getting more exposure.
Yeah, completely agree. And it'd be good. I think it does help the women's game as well when women's games are not on the same time as men's games, sort of like the World Cup. Because I think, was it the World Cup last time round, or was it the Euros for England? I can't remember. And there were so many people watching it.
I can't remember, but yeah, I agree. It shouldn't be at the same time. But also, there are also funny times as well. Like the women's games are often on a Sunday at 4:00, and again, they just they're not prioritised ever. So I think that should change as well, hopefully in the not too distant future.
And to end up, and before at the end as well, I'll get you to shout out where everybody can find you at her game too. But want to ask you who your favourite female player is and favourite male player is at this moment in time, if you can do that.
Oh, okay. So my favourite female player is Ashley Plumter, who plays for Leicester City. And I think, yeah, she's like an incredible footballer. They came up last season, and she is also like a really good ambassador for the club as well. She does loads for charity. She's always like smiley face in the community, so I think she's wonderful, and she's a really talented footballer. And my favourite male player is Andy Weimann. He's an absolute workhorse. Love him. He just runs and runs, works really hard, and he's been at Bristol City for a fair few years. And I love a player who works hard and scores goals, so he's my favourite.
Is he over the age of 30? Like he's on that side of things? Are you saying like he's been there for quite a while? Do you mean like he's still quite at his prime?
You know what? I think he might be around 30. All the years are rolling into one, but he came from from Villa. So he had, being a Midlands girl as well, I wanted him to do well. And he has. He's still got lots of years left in him, but he's been with us for a few years.
I don't know who I was going to say. What I was going to say next. What's coming up next for you then, and her game too, and anything you've got exciting coming up? I know I've seen you've got more clubs that are coming down on it as well. So that's really good to see that you're joining up with a lot more clubs.
Yeah, that's where the main priority is at the moment. I'd say trying to partner with as many professional clubs in England, Wales, and Scotland now, branched out to Scotland as well. And so that's on the partnership side of things. We're also looking at trying to get into schools as well, so being able to deliver the message there to girls and also boys. And when the weather gets a little bit warmer, I think you can look out for some like tournaments. We've got some like good events that we are planning, and then hopefully creating like girl sessions that we can deliver. So we've got talks of that going on in Scotland, and I believe that will be going on all throughout the country as well. So still, yeah, creating these partnerships, promoting that message, and trying to increase the opportunities for girls and women to play football and get involved with the game as well.
You know, that's really cool. And I got a comment here for you, someone bigging up the work that you do. I'm glad they're doing football for people with disabilities and for people like that. It's from both boys and girls. It's fantastic. It is really good.
Thank you.
That probably going to work and doing that's probably amazing to wake up to every day, right? Being able to do what you do.
Yeah,
Helping
definitely.
people out. I think that must be amazing.
Pardon? Sorry, what was that?
Helping people out, like.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, I do love my job, and it doesn't feel like work sometimes. So yeah, I just think it's amazing, and it's because of football, like because of this wonderful game, and we can just go and work with so many different people. So it's just great that now in 2021 it is made available to everyone.
That's it. We'll wrap it up there. I know Talk wanted to come on and ask a few questions quickly, but he's not coming in. So he's the guy that runs the channel with us. I'll just shout out a few comments before we do. Big up everyone from Niall Kane, the match reviewer. Big up Matt Ladd. Matt, Man United draw Aston Villa in third round of the FA Cup. Your thoughts? Yeah, we'll do him. No problem.
I hope so.
What about you? What do you think? Man United do Aston Villa? What do you think?
Well, it could be tricky with Steven Gerrard there at Villa, and I think the cameras will love that, won't they? But yeah, hopefully Man United you'll get the win. I mean, we've drawn Fulham at home, so that we're diving out of FA Cup round 3, probably not gracefully.
Big up Talk MU, Bristol City. He's from Bristol, you see. Well done, Eve. You've done really well. Big up to you. Noel Kane, big up Eve, Matt, and everyone in the chat. Eagle-eyed Football says evening, Matt and Eve. We read the other one out. Big up Matt from Solo, from the Man United Agenda. Almighty Blues FC, big up. God, you go get these all the time, Eve, you see.
Love them.
I don't know if it's good for my eyes or not, reading these out on the screen like this. The ladies' game need to be more exposure. Old man running football, that's why. Would you agree with that, Eve? Is the older men that are spoiling it? Not necessarily, but
well, yeah. So I agree. There definitely needs to be more exposure. I mean, our campaign is trying to fight stereotypes, therefore we shouldn't stereotype ourselves. And there are plenty of old men who are very supportive for the campaign. So I'm not going to blame them with this, but I think the more that everyone can get behind ladies football, that will only be good for the game.
Absolutely agree. And we got another one here from Amondi Juma from the Man United Agenda. Big up, mate. Smash, subscribe, like, share if you can. It means so much. This is fantastic. Great endorsement. Women's footy is on the up, especially at grassroots. Thanks to the contributions, Eve. Big respect. Yeah, would you say grassroots as well? That's doing pretty well in the women's game.
Yeah, definitely. And even in the recent, I'd say last 5 years or so, you can see that the numbers are growing at the club. Like so many more girls are going. So it can only mean good things, and be really interesting to see in 15, 20 years how much that game will grow as well, because the opportunities, there are so much more for them now than when I was growing up. So yeah, it's on the up. It's looking good.
It's good. It's really good to hear that everything's going that way, and it's positive for the women's game in the future, and especially right now, seeing as that FA Cup game yesterday shows you how amazing things can be. Anthony Herbert's telling you about your man. Yes, we got him from Derby. He used to play for Villa. He's 32.
There we go. Yeah, I thought he was in his 30s, but he's got a lot of years left yet. Not writing him off.
Don't worry, Talk. We are going to do more, aren't we? Because we have got a show talking about it's going to be called Kickback to Sexism in Football. This is going to be on the channel very soon, maybe after the new year. I'll talk, and we'll get that sorted out. And maybe, Eve, you'd like to come on. We had Lucy on as well with the Dale Ways, Charlotte, a few weeks ago. Yeah. Very interesting chat. So if you'd like to come on again to that show with Lucy and co, maybe you're more than welcome. Off now, Matt, to watch Arsenal. Yeah, I bet you are. You are going to lose, though. Everton need this. Rafa Benitez needs this. Eve, thank you so much for coming on today. I really enjoyed that chat. Good to understand and hear, what you're going through, like with your coaching and her game too, and Bristol as well, and what you like about football. Can you please let everybody know where they can find you and where they can find you at Her Game too as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can find Her Game 2 on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, and the handle is at Her Game 2.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. And everybody for tuning in. Go check out Eve's stuff. Go check out Her Game 2. Brilliant thing they're doing. So please support it if you can. They have merchandise as well, don't you? So
we do, yeah.
It's Christmas time. Come
exactly.
on.
Great presents.
Treat your kids. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Smash, subscribe, share, like if you can. We'll be back tomorrow talking about the old lady and the fraud going on in Juventus, and they could get relegated. That's tomorrow at 7:00 p.m. Tune in. See you later, everybody, and have a blessed rest of your Monday. Bye-bye.